Today's spotlight is on the Batman Kenner Dark Knight Collection Wall Scaler Batman. Here we have a carded view of the figure. You got your standard Dark Knight Collection Dark Knight Collection packaging with the Michael Keaton Batman face up front, the 1989 Batman movie logo there, Dark Knight Collection, the figure up front with the yellow background, Wall Scaler, Batman, yada yada yada, and then we've got the prototype version pictured here that was a repainted Superpowers figure. On the back we've got the instructions on how to use your Wall Scaler Batman, various other figures from the line, roleplay stuff, some vehicles, all those things. Here he is again from the front, packaged, don't fall Batman, and here is the loose version. We got the Wall Scaler backpack here with its pull out featurey thing, and you pull that back and forth to, you know, do the thing with the thing. It's got the clip and the things there with the guns. Yeah. And then we've got the figure, which is, you know, your standard Dark Knight Collection Batman, but this time done in two shades of blue. A dark blue for the gloves, boots, underwear, and cowl and cape, and then a lighter blue done for the jumpsuit. There he is from the front. Take him all the way around. There's his booty. There's your Joel Schumacher butt shot. And then take him around to the front, and there he is. So let's grab him on up, take him to the couch, and do the review.
How much do you weigh?
About 108, I think.
Hold on.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another 1989batman.com/actionfeatures.net
Right.
video spotlight.
You know, this is around the perfect time to do these Batman videos.
Now that you've seen
yeah,
Batman.
I'm gonna start cranking these.
Yeah, you want us to keep doing a bunch of
Yeah.
these? That's fine, man. We can do as much of these as you want to do.
I'm gonna finish the toy line if we ever have a chance to.
Oh, we're going to do the whole toy line.
Yes.
That's my goal, is to do the whole toy line. I really like to do at least one or two of these every single weekend. You know, I know I have to do the pictures, which is a little bit extra time on there. But yeah, I would really love to do. That's my goal, is for 1989batman.com to have the entire Kenner collection on there with
Just the
custom reviews.
1989.
No, Batman and Batman Returns. Dark Knight Collection and Batman Returns. I want to do the whole thing. This time around, as you can see by the opening video, we're doing the Wall Scaler Batman, which is part of the Dark Knight Collection and was only part of the Dark Knight Collection. He was not reissued in Batman Returns.
He's probably more of an expensive one.
He's not too bad because he's a weird color.
Right.
Like, not weird color, but he's not a solid black outfit
Right.
Batman or blue and
Or,
gray or
yeah.
something like that. But he was only released in the Dark Knight Collection. He's one of the first wave figures. So here he is. There he is, carded from the front, which we saw in the opening video. We got the awesome Keaton Batman face
Right.
up top. The back of the card, as you saw in the opening video, shows other figures in the line. And one of the cool things is that you see a lot of the reused Superpowers figures back here, which Wall Scaler Batman pictured on the back and on the front of the card is just a straight up reused Superpowers Batman. So let's look at the figure. Now, he comes with this Wall Scaler accessory, which is something that you clip to his back. And once I have it clipped...
It's kind of good for like a kid. I like kids.
Oh, definitely, dude. And now that you've seen the movie, we can also kind of talk about what the reference here is. Now, you're supposed to snap the climbing action pack onto the figure's back, and then you're supposed to pull it. Oh, yeah. So it's in there, and it's kind of wound around the top piece. So you unwind all that stuff here. So like I was saying, the thing that this is kind of inspired by, which is a lot of the early Dark Knight collection is inspired by things that were in the movie, is the whole grappling hook he has. Like in the scene with Vicky, where he's like, how much do you weigh?
I think
About 108, I think.
I think you weigh a little more than 108.
Yeah. Oh, really? So that's kind of what is inspiring this, in my
Right.
opinion, is that sequence. Him using the grapple, and you know, him and Vicky heading up into the things.
That's a great Vicky, like Batman kind of.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I loved that moment. My mom used to quote that all the time. I used to quote that all the time.
She was quoting it when I saw it.
Oh, yeah? So you pull on this, and it heads up. It's kind of like Web Store from back in the
Uh-huh.
Motu, the original
And
Master
it's like
Universe
the
line.
Snake Eyes I used to have.
Yeah, it's like that Snake Eyes too. See, I love that. That you pull it up and it sends him up, and you let go, and he comes back down. This is the kind of thing that I thought the Robin figure did. I was misremembering it when in that video review. Is that he went up like this? This one actually does it. It has the mechanism inside there, so he goes up and down. Now the pack itself reminds me a lot of the Kenner Sky Commanders line, and it's possible it reuses parts, especially these little guns. It has these two little gold guns that are clipped onto the side, and they remind me of the molds from the Sky Commanders line. It could reuse, they did reuse other parts for these early Kenner figures. I just can't remember for the life of me if this is a Sky Commanders thing or not. I want to say that it is at least using some parts of Sky Commander stuff. But if it does reuse it, who cares? It's awesome looking.
Yeah.
I really like the Wall Scaler pack. It's something big, you know, that Batman probably wouldn't have something this huge in his arsenal to do such a simple thing as just scale a wall. But a lot of this, yeah, he'd have just a grappling gun. But a lot of this stuff, like Blaze was just saying, was stuff made for kids so that they could reenact those actions. And so they had to go a little bit bigger to do those kind of things.
It's not like a Hot Toy where...
Yeah.
I mean, the Hot Toys don't have actions, and the kids want the action.
They want an action feature.
Yeah.
You know, they want that to happen. The figure itself is another color variation on Batman. Like Tech Shield and Iron Winch are some of those early ones. Iron Winch wasn't that early on. But it's one of the early ones that, you know, where they did a lot of solid black Batmans, and they did a couple of different Batmans on top of that in the Dark Knight collection. Iron Winch being a blue and gray inspired by the comics, the Tech Shield being golden, which you want to do next time.
Yes.
And then this one, which is like 2 shades of blue, and you've said before that you think it's kind of like a 60s Batman almost. And I kind of see what you're saying, that it's sort of got that sort of bluish gray for the outfit, and sort of a royal blue almost for everything else. It's a really nice paint scheme. I like the coloring for Batman, and it's not so outlandish that you can't still play with it like it's a normal Batman. You know, it's not like something that's bright pink and purple or something.
Like Earth One.
Yeah, or some crazy color scheme. So it's got the same great head sculpt as usual, the 5 points of articulation, it's got the removable clip-on cape. Overall, pretty solid figure, you know?
I actually have a question about the customizing toys and stuff.
Yeah.
If you paint a toy, would that mean you wouldn't really want to play with it that much?
It depends on the paint. Usually you wouldn't, because you'd use like, what I usually do is I use like a flat, I put down a base coat and I put a flat coat of paint and I put a dull coat on over it. But a figure like this, where it's only got 5 points of articulation, if you paint it, it's not as bad as a figure that's got joints all over the place where the paint's all scraping off.
I really want to make like a custom, like kind of like an animated series Batman, like the Black Mask.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Gray.
Yeah, black and gray. You could take an Iron Winch and make them black and gray, and you could just use one of the black capes from one of the other ones. We could totally do something like that.
I would love one.
We'll have to look for an Iron Winch, and we'll maybe paint it ourselves. But, you know, overall, this is a pretty solid release. It's not, if you had this one, you'd be happy with having it, and it's not too crazy. The accessory is great, too. If you end up with one of the black Batmans, like Crime Attack or something like that, you can put this on him, you know, if you wanted just the accessory, and still have a kind of a cool Batman to go with it. It's a cool Batman to throw in a vehicle, too, if you just want to have one sitting in a vehicle.
And it's not, the body part isn't such light blue where you can't pretend it's like a 70s Batman.
Yeah, you can do whatever you...
like, use it as a 70s
It's
Batman.
definitely a versatile Batman for being one that isn't directly inspired by something else. Same as usual, they're like 10 or 15 bucks, which is, I mean, great for these old figures, you know? It's why not pick some of those up? Come on. Alright, so that's it for this guy. As usual, you'll be able to hit the info section below this video if you're watching on YouTube to check out our pictures of this guy, or to check out other figures in the line, other 1989 Batman stuff, yada yada yada, you know the deal.
There's a thing I want to say before we sign off.
Oh, yeah.
Like you told me, you know how Toys are kind of going far with making so many suits now?
Yeah.
It works with this line.
It really does. It really does work. And this is the first Batman line where they did that, where they did extra suits. But they weren't, I don't think that, for the most part, Dark Knight Collection and Batman Returns, they weren't so outlandish. They all kind of made sense. Like, it was like, okay, well, I could kind of see Batman doing that. Or, oh, okay, well, that seems like a little bit inspired by that, or something like that. I think it's one of the, it's the best line for that, for Crazy Batman.
One thing me and Kian thought of was the deep sea diving Batman. We turned Robin's cape inside out.
You did the yellow over the black. I almost did deep dive Batman today, and I was going to mention that. But we'll do Deep Dive Batman soon. You want to do Tech Shield first.
Yes.
I think we should try and get as many Batmans done as we can and kind of break it up between the
Right.
vehicles and the villains and stuff, because there's so many Batmans.
Right.
There's not a ton of vehicles, and there's definitely not a ton of villains. We've already done Catwoman, so all we have left is Knockout Joker, Sky Escape Joker, the Penguin Commandos 2-pack. And eventually maybe we'll get into those 2-pack things they did
Right.
too. So that is it. We'll sign off on this one. And
We also have to do like the armor things too, like the things.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do those, and we'll have maybe Keaton model them for us.
Yeah.
Which I think would be very funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, he would love doing that. All right, so we'll sign off on this one. You good?
Yep.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.